Hi Donna, it's Lindsay. So this is your Tarotscope for today. It's before I get started, I'm really excited because yesterday I had a client who actually asked me to do like a two-question e-reading for her, but the questions were like it was more of a discussion about like what happens when we pass and the people we run into and how we feel about them, and like opposite ends of the spectrum. So I wound up actually taking a step and making an intro and merging videos, which I had never done before, and it worked out really well, and I was able to do it. It was a lot easier than I thought. And I posted it on my YouTube channel, and I think I kind of figured out a platform and a knack a way at for a couple of years now. I've been trying to figure out how to run my YouTube channel, and I think I figured out how I want to do it instead of the format where, I'm doing like weekly videos or daily videos or monthly videos on just kind of the collective readings, but doing more of discussions or predictions and kind of putting an element of tarot into that. But if you haven't watched the video, I would love if you watched it and to get your feedback on it. And if you would hit the like button, that would be awesome too. And if you feel like you could, if it's feel like something you want to share on your social media and ask others to share, I would be grateful for that too, because I'm trying to build up some followers. I'm up to like 100 and something followers now, but the more followers I get, I think the more I will be inclined to want to make more videos. And I also am really excited the way it turned out. And I think I figured out how, like the platform, like a platform on how I want to run the YouTube channel. So I'm not feeling like, okay, it's Monday, I need to do a weekly reading on what's going to happen this week, or it's the first of the month, so I want to do a weekly collective reading on, what people are supposed to expect. I think I'm going to do it more from a spiritual standpoint and more from a discussion standpoint and more from a prediction standpoint, like a worldly or spiritual prediction standpoint, with an element of tarot in there. But yeah, I'd like you, if you haven't watched it, I'd like you to watch it and get your feedback on it. And if you could hit the like button and possibly share it, that would be great too. So anyway, here is your private reading, your Tarotscope for today. So you had two falling cards, as you can see up here. Your actual card for today was the Ace of Cups, and I did use the Vice Versa Tarot, so it's like the opposite side. Which, in this deck, the Ace of Cups pretty much it means the same thing on each side. The only difference is there is, with the side that you got, there is some illusion. So and it goes really well with what's going on up here. Actually, I'm going to start by talking about the falling cards. So one of the falling cards was the Queen of Pentacles, which I am certain represents you. Basically, this is somebody, a woman that is, people that helps people, helps people not just like financially or like with a home or money or, well, I use financially as money, but like, helps people morally with their problems, things like there's people that depend on you, someone that, puts fires out, kind of mediates, those type of things. More like a healer, actually, a stable person that, tries to keep the peace, like as a matter of fact, like there's probably, and I know for sure, there are people in your life that could not imagine their life without you because you keep people grounded. So I'm certain that this represents you. However, we look at the other falling card, which is the Four of Swords, and it's actually the opposite side of the Four of Swords. So it's not just suggesting like a vacation or taking a rest. It's actually, as you can see, there's a fire and smoke and things burning, and the sky is, like a warrior that just has no more fight in him left anymore. What this is telling me is there's been a change in you to where it's just like it's time to just kind of let go. And not just delegate things to other people, but allow people to help you. Your strength has come to the point where it's depleted enough where you need to stop so you can, heal and strengthen it up. And even though things are still going to be, it still looks like there are things that are not so great that are going to be going on around you, whether they're directly related to your life or people that you care deeply about. You just at this point are not able to fight against it anymore. You have to let these things just play out. And on a brighter note, when these things play out, some of these things that may seem negative that are going on around you right now are happening for a reason. It's almost like that tower aspect, like, destruction has to happen before new things can grow. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like you need the ashes so the phoenix can rise. So, there is something, your life is purifying itself. There are things going on with people around you that, and I do really get that perception that there's some things with people that you care deeply about, that their life is purifying too. And normally, where you would step in and help them, it's time to just kind of take a step back and let things just go the way they go. Also, there's been a shift in you. Like, you just don't have the proper amount of strength to do it. You really need to take care of yourself and what's going on with you in your life right now. Another thing I want to point out is what called to me big time is this hawk on this card, which, the bird symbolizes, being able to see things from a worldly perspective, a bigger picture, and also getting like almost like a bird's eye view of things, and the fact that it's sitting on her crown, I feel like, and also the fact that the Ace of Cups is your card for today. There's an intuition perspective from here, like receiving messages from the divine intuition that you're going to be getting. So it's going to be very important for you to listen to any message that you get from messages from you get to spirit, and not doubt them and listen to them, because they're going to be very helpful to you in this time. Now, going on for your card for the day, your actual Tarotscope card, the Ace of Cups, but it being the other side, the opposite side, the side in the evening, and you can see there's a knight that shows up on here too. But the thing about this is, he's showing up in the dark. Normally you would think knights are noble and they have good intentions and it would look good from afar, but it's nighttime, so there are things that are hidden. So there are some things that are going on that you can't quite see yet, and there are some illusions going on in your life. So you do need to be leery and again listen to your intuition. This isn't, like I said, this isn't a negative card, because the Ace of Cups is actually a very positive card. There is, there's love coming your way. There are people that are going to come and take care of you, and it's very important that you accept that at this time. Instead of taking care of everybody else, it's time to allow people to take care of you. But also be leery of not everybody, but some people's intentions, because there will be people that do have ulterior motives. They may come off as, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to help you out, I know you're going through a rough time, but they're trying to get to something else. They have some other, like I said, ulterior motive. There's something else that isn't, and you'll know if it's not quite right. You'll know that there's something off about it. So be aware of that, because there are still some things lingering in the surface that are going to come across at first sight as loyal and, noble and as pure. But there's some things lingering under the surface that you can't yet see, and you won't be able to see until further down the line when it becomes clear. So you want to be careful about that and not fall for that. But it still is important to allow people to not only take care of you, but take care of their own problems that you would normally step in and help them with. Just because right now, for one, you really have enough going on in your life to where you don't have the strength to deal with other people's problems and help them with their problems, and that's okay right now. And two, there are things going on not only in your life but in other people's lives where you would normally step in and try to mediate or help them get through it, that they just need to go through, because it's kind of a clearing out of their lives. They have to go through this to get to what's to come, which is better. And that also goes for you in your life too. It's just kind of the way things are right now. And I would say, since it goes for you and other people, I would say that there's probably something with all the planets that we have in retrograde right now that might have something to do with it too, because we have 4 planets in retrograde right now. So that may, I mean, since it doesn't just go for you and it goes for other people, and having to clear out things, problems. Also, there's going to be people from maybe not your past, but people that are close to you. It could be, you know what, I'm not going to totally write that off, because I think you did mention that soulmate got a hold of you like out of the blue not too long ago. So I'm not going to totally write that off. But, that is a thing that's happening a lot right now with Venus in retrograde. People, especially lovers from people's past, or even friends from your past that you haven't spoke to in a very long time, coming back into the picture. And not always are their motives genuine. And I would say, looking at this card, that would definitely be the case if somebody from your past were to just reappear in the next few days. I would be very leery of that. Or if somebody that's close to you has somebody from their past reappear, like I said, don't get involved, but either issue a warning, or, I don't want to say plant ideas in their head, but, kind of, point them in the direction of questioning for themselves, what do they think about that? And definitely don't allow that person to interject themselves into your life, even though it's somebody that's close to you. So I hope that I explained this well for you. I'm going to upload it and send it to you, and you have a wonderful day. And I also want to say, just by looking at these cards, I hope that your spirits get lifted and you start feeling better soon. Because I can tell that, just by looking at these cards, that you're definitely not yourself, and you are worn down, and you have been worn down. And you may be worn down for a little bit longer. So I will be praying for you. Have a good day.